A ban list might actually be dropping today. It's going to happen any day now, assuming that Konami follows their usual scheduling for the Forbidden and Unlimited list. This is like my take on the situation. We all know I already made a ban list prediction video on the channel probably a few weeks ago already. X, Bonfire, Shifter, Allure, Bestials, you all know the drill. But this is going to be my last ditch effort for a wish list. We might have some serious bans coming, specifically because we just had Fallen of Albaz with Blue Eyes topping the Team YCS in Las Vegas. So we'll go back to the ban list predictions in a minute, and we're going to look at this deck. This deck that just topped basically puppet locks your opponent without using Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, just using the Blue Eyes cards. Super innovative. A few other things I want to talk about before we get into that. Some news on Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh! Twitter, which if you're not following or trying to follow, you probably should. So, if you don't know, there are two more tactical tri decks that are coming, right? Previously, those were the Eldritch and Live Twin decks that are basically ready to play out of the box, and because of that, they kind of reprinted some Eldritch support stuff and Live Twin support stuff and brought in some new cards. But now, going on pre-order are the next two tactical tri decks, which are going to be Exo Sisters and Rescue Ace, which mean that in the upcoming core set or the one after, we are going to get new Rescue Ace and Exo Sister cards. So this is your kind of like message. If you're interested in these decks, consider buying a core. Even though it's going to be a tactical deck, like a structure deck that you can buy, it's not going to be coming to us in the TCG. It's going to be only available in the OCG, but we are still going to get the new support because those come in the core set. We're going to get that in Alliance Insight for Eldritch and Live Twin, and this is probably going to be the upcoming set Duelist Advance or the one after that. So kind of like this is your reminder. We also had Striker support announced. Yes, they're not done. But this time, it's a Link 1. So this one is called Prototype Sky Striker Ace Amatsu. This is going to be probably a V-Jump promo. And we know that Fallen of Albaz and Sky Striker are getting new cards because of the upcoming anime. So you know there's the new anime coming. It's going to be about Fallen of Albaz. It's going to be about Sky Striker. They already announced that they will be releasing new cards in the next core set, which is Duelist Advanced for those archetypes. But seemingly there is a new promo. Now, there were very good promos in V-Jump in the past. Not specifically V-Jump, but Phantom of Yubel was a magazine promo for the sort of like collector lore type of magazine that Yu-Gi-Oh! Releases. But this is going to be a new Link 1. And this is the first Link 1, I believe, since the original Link 1s. It's always been like Link 2s, 3s, and 4s. This could be a Link 1 that searches the field spell, and maybe it has an effect in the graveyard, so you can maybe search the field spell, destroy this, send it to the graveyard with the field spell, then maybe get an additional effect, search a Sky Striker card. This could be extremely powerful. The art is like pretty unclear. It looks like a mini access code, but still pretty cool. Speaking of V-Jump, there are a few new promos coming. Starship Adjust Plane. It's a level 3 wind. Pretty synergetic with like all the Synchron stuff, I assume. Speed Droid stuff maybe. Target a machine you control. Change both to that level, and it locks you into Xyz monster. So it's actually more of an Xyz support card. And then you have Moon Gardna and Moon Magician. If your opponent controls an Xyz monster for Moon Magician, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then target a level 4 light monster in graveyard and special summon it, but negate its effect on summon. And then Moon Gardna, if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So these are both pretty good going second cards. And also revives back a light monster. Sometimes those V-Jump promos are a bit weird, but, you know, those are going to be coming in some Battles of Legend in the future. Now, speaking about the ban list, before we dive into the Blue Eyes Fallen of Albaz top, which is astounding and pretty brilliant, so stick around for that. The ban list is going to be dropping any day now. People are going to be annoyed at this. People think that I'm trolling, but I do really believe this. Gamma might be a little bit of a stretch for me, but I really want, even if Branded Fusion doesn't go to 2, which is obvious. I'm biased. I'm a Branded player. I enjoyed the deck, even though I'm not playing Branded currently in the TCG, but I would really want, like, this Verte is legal in Master Duel right now. It's making Branded better just because, it's hard for us to play through interruption. So, turning monsters into Verte is really valuable. And I think that right now, if you really think about it, like, be honest with yourselves, maybe I'm wrong, but just think about it, in your own head. Is Verte really the scariest thing that could be coming off the ban list right now? Would you really use your 2 effect monsters to make a Verte and not a Moon of the Closed Heaven, given the fact that it's not going to get banned, because that's an option? I really would like that card back, just to be able to access Branded Fusion in more ways. I do obviously want Branded Fusion back a little bit, but we just saw in the UK Open that Branded doesn't have such a hard time topping, even in this format. Like, it's going to be one or like once in a blue moon and like one player in a top cut, but it was in the finals 8-0 in the UK Open. That's really huge. Now, talents is a personal preference of mine. I think that Konami put themselves kind of in a pickle when they started designing decks that have such a low hand trap, such a low engine count or requirement, rather. When you have decks like Malice, for example, when you have decks like Ryzeal, Snake Eyes, all the modern decks basically have like a 20 cards max engine, right? When you have decks like Branded previously that had like a really big engine, now the decks are like 1 card combo, 12 card engine, 19 starters. The rest is going to be hand traps. So they start designing smaller engines, you fit more hand traps, but then when you try to play with those hand traps, Triple Tactics Talent just punishes too much. It's kind of a weird imbalance that I don't really understand how they got themselves into, but I personally don't like it. But, the balance is coming probably in a few hours, so leave your comments below. What do you think is going to happen? Lastly, we do want to talk about this top Ezekiel Carranza topping with Blue Eyes Primite Albaz. So, this is the cool thing. This is what this guy's doing. Basically, Heraldic Seals of the Heavenly Spheres, right? What it does, it can bounce a face-up card. On resolution, if it's tributed, you can use its effect in the graveyard, which is mandatory. Summon a dragon from deck, turn its attack and defense into 0. You use this to summon Fallen of Albaz into a board of Ryzeal, for example. So you're going to have X there, you're going to have Ice, which are both light monsters, right? You're going to use Albion to fuse with Albaz and Maiden of White, which is Albaz and a light spellcaster. Then you're able to summon Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. And what Albion the Sanctifier Dragon can actually do, you're not locked into anything, by the way, right? This is just the raw effects of the fusions. You can summon Spirit with Eyes of Blue to your opponent's side of the field. And its effect says that you can only special summon dragons while it's on the field, right? That's the first line of text on this card. And it's properly summoned, you can summon it to your opponent's side. But obviously you have to summon it in attack. So what they do is just like everything is going to be in defense position. You're not going to be able to crash. You take away a body with Albaz. In the mirror match, you can make a Mirror Jade with a fusion monster. Against the Malice matchup, you can make Lubellion with their darks, then shuffle back the Maiden and Albaz to the deck. Make a Sanctifier, it's going to be the exact same thing. People are going to find this disgusting. Obviously, this is not like super interactive gameplay, but I really, really like the creativity. And, with the looming ban list, right? Maybe it was Albion the Sanctifier Dragon all along, like everybody said, but Konami didn't listen, dude. Yeah, so people are still getting locked in YCSs with Fallen Valbaz. This is just great. Love to see it. Leave your comments down below. Again, Banlist predictions. Today is probably the day, so leave it down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.